Your cat walks across the room, climbs onto your chest, and meows at you. You tell it you hear it. You get up, you fill the bowl, and you never once think about the sound it just made. That small rising note, aimed directly at your face. Here is the thing about that sound. Your cat would almost never make it at another cat. Adult cats go quiet with their own kind. The meow is the one call they keep for a single species, ours. So that wasn't a demand for food. That was your cat speaking to you in a language it built for humans and nothing else. Which means somewhere behind those eyes, it has already decided you are something worth speaking to. The question is what? Or did you just teach it that meowing makes the can open? Let's start with the meow itself, because it's stranger than it sounds. Kittens meow. They aim it at their mothers again and again, a thin cry that means I'm cold, I'm hungry, I'm here. Then they grow up, and in the wild that sound mostly vanishes. Adult cats handle each other through scent, through posture, through the occasional hiss. They don't meow at one another. John Bradshaw spent decades at the University of Bristol studying this, and he put it about as plainly as it can be put. Feral cats are nearly silent together. The talking cat is the house cat, and it talks at us. There is a term for an animal that keeps its infant behavior into adulthood. Neoteny, staying young on the inside, long after the body is done growing, and that is what is happening every time your cat calls to you. It is not speaking to you the way it speaks to another cat. It is speaking to you the way a kitten speaks to its mother. Same sound, same need, pointed at you. So before any of the studies, sit with what that implies. Your cat may not have filed you under owner. It may have filed you under parent. That is not sentiment. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University put cats through a test, originally designed for human infants. You bring the cat into a room it does not know, with its owner. The owner leaves, the owner comes back, and you watch. In babies, this exposes attachment. A securely bonded infant uses the parent as a base, comes apart a little when they go, and settles the moment they return. The cats behave the same way. Around 2/3 of them showed secure attachment, calming the instant their person came back through the door. 2/3. That is almost exactly the figure for human babies. So when your cat spends the whole evening pretending you do not exist, hold the result up next to it. You are not the thing it tolerates. You are the thing it steadies on when the room turns strange. And it knows which human is you. A second study in 2019, this one out of Tokyo, tested whether cats recognize their own names. Owners repeated words that sounded like the name until the cat tuned them out, and then slipped the real name in. The cats reacted to it. They could find their own name inside a run of near-identical words, even when a stranger was the one saying it. Your cat is not drifting through an undifferentiated blur of human sound. It has reached into all of that noise and pulled out one voice and one word and held on to them. But cats chose to live with us. They are the easy case. The harder question is what we look like to the animals that never wanted us anywhere near them. Before that, one more thing about the ones that did choose us, because it stops being theoretical fast. May 2014, Bakersfield, California. A 4-year-old named Jeremy is riding his bike in the driveway when a neighbor's dog comes around a parked car, locks onto his leg, and starts dragging him across the concrete. A security camera records all of it. And in the footage, before any adult has moved, something comes in fast from the edge of the frame. The family cat, a tabby named Tara. She throws herself into a dog several times her size. The dog runs, and then she does the part no one taught her. She turns and goes straight back to the boy, to check on him. The family said she had always stayed close to him. You watch it once and you understand. She had not filed Jeremy under small, loud human. She had filed him under hers. But here is where it turns, because everything so far is an animal that signed up for us. To find out what we actually are, you have to ask the ones that did not. Picture a waterhole in South Africa in the dark. An impala steps out to drink. Its entire life is a running calculation about lions, and a lion, at least, is a known thing. An old enemy, written into its blood, a danger it understands. Now play it a different sound, from a hidden speaker. Two people, talking, not shouting, not hunting, just talking, the way I am talking to you now. The impala does not weigh it. It runs. In 2023, a team from Western University did exactly that across 19 species in the Greater Kruger, and the result was not close. The animals were twice as likely to flee from a human voice as from a lion. It held for almost all of them. Zebra, giraffe, the leopard, the lion's prey and the lion's rivals alike. Every one of them more afraid of us than of the thing that actually eats them. There is a name for what we are to them. The super predator. The single hunter every other animal on Earth had to reorganize its life around. So to that impala in the dark, you are not a link in the food chain. You are the thing the top of the chain runs from. And the thing it is running from, out there in the dark, is you. Which leaves one animal that breaks the pattern, the penguin. Walk toward a wild penguin in Antarctica and it does not flee. It comes closer, to look at you, sometimes leaning against your boot. People used to call that friendliness. It is not. Penguins evolved on ground that never held a predator. They never needed the fear, so it never grew. To a penguin, a tall, slow shape standing upright matches nothing that has ever hurt it. The nearest thing it resembles is another penguin, and that is the tell. The fear nearly every other animal carries toward us was never built in. It was learned, which means it was never a reflex at all. It was a conclusion. Every one of those species took the evidence and drew a picture of what we are. The penguin is the one that never had the data. Now the honest objection, and there is a real one, none of this requires the animal to think anything about you. The cat meows because, once, meowing made food appear. The attachment, the name, the whole file could be nothing more than a creature that learned which sounds and which faces pay. The scientist behind the name study said it outright. There is no evidence a cat understands the name belongs to it. And the impala, of course it runs from us. We have been killing it for 40,000 years. That is not an opinion about humans. It is a scar. The argument is fair, and it is strong, and it explains the cat at the bowl completely. What it does not explain is the other direction. It cannot explain an animal that moves toward the danger instead of away. It cannot explain a creature that has nothing to gain, everything to lose, and stays. And that is the wall, the one we never quite get over. We can measure nearly all of it now. We can grade how securely a cat is bonded. We can prove it finds its name in the noise. We can time, to the second, how much faster an antelope runs from your voice than from a lion. We are very good at the behavior. We cannot get behind the eyes. We can read the record of everything the animal did. We cannot read the thing that kept the record. Whether there is an actual opinion of you in there, something it would feel like to be a cat watching you walk in, or whether it is all machinery running clean with no one inside it, no one can honestly say. Anyone certain either way is selling something. The behavior is loud, the inside stays quiet, and we are still standing on the wrong side of the glass. So I will leave you with the one I cannot put down. January 2015, the town of Obninsk, Russia. Someone leaves a newborn in a cardboard box in the entryway of an apartment building, in the middle of winter, and walks away. A street cat named Masha lives there, fed by the residents. She finds the box. She climbs in. She lies down on the baby and stays, pressing her body against it for warmth, and she begins to cry. Not her ordinary sound, a loud, wrong, urgent one, again and again, until a woman on her way out with the trash comes to find what is hurting the cat. The baby was alive. Doctors said another hour in that cold might have been too long. And when the ambulance drove off, Masha ran after it down the road as far as she could go and then stopped and watched it leave. You can call it instinct. Maybe that is all it is. But underneath every test and every number is something we still cannot account for. Again and again, across species that owe us nothing, an animal looks at a human and decides we are the thing worth staying with, worth running toward, worth following until the road runs out. We spend our lives wondering what they make of us. And tonight your cat will cross the room and look up and make that sound again, the one it saved for your kind alone. It is not waiting for your answer. It made up its mind long ago.